theft other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. It's your boy, Jim Hacking. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're having a good weekend. Thank you for joining me today on Saturday, the 21st of October. I will be here for the next hour or so, answering as many of the immigration law related questions as I can. I am home from Miami. I am here with you for the next hour. We have offices around the country, St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. I've got my Jets gear. I got my Longhorns gear. I was with Noor this morning. Noor and her team, the Parkway West Longhorns, won their state quarterfinals and are headed to the state softball championships this week. Very, very exciting. Let me know where you're watching from. I see Nurse Laura. I know she's in Seattle. I got Maggie in New Jersey. Tope's here, Noelian's here, Thomas is here. I'm good, Thomas. Thanks for asking. Jacksonville, Florida, Daniel's here. Hiram is watching in Baltimore. Ana Rojas says, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Tope is in New York City. Anthony's here, wishing everybody a happy Saturday. Nurse Laura said, here's how I know that Jim wrote the text. I'm a one-man show today. The link is explained as, here's the hookup. That was me. We got MD in North Dakota. Rocio is in Columbus. A lot of our favorites are here. Carolyn's here. Julius is here. Miliana's here. Taylor's here. Anna, Julio, Vern, Julius, Martha. We got someone in North Dakota and Fairfax, Virginia in the house. I'm going to try to answer immigration questions. So you bring them to me and I will try to answer them. The wait room is filling up. Let me go ahead and give the link for those of you who are just joining us. Here is the hookup. I think that's the new lingo around here. Here's the hookup. Here we go. How'd you like the new intro? Everybody let me know. Kent did that. I like the new intro. Also, there's one other thing that's new, and we're going to see who figures it out in the comments. Let's go ahead and talk to Clarissa. Hello, Clarissa. You're on mute.
Oh, sorry about that. Yes, this is Clarissa. Thank you, Jim, for having me. I should say that I'm a big fan of your show. I watch almost all your shows all the time, but I'm here on behalf of my friend. Her name is Anne, and she has a question. She is an international student, and she has been separated from her husband for 5 years now, but then she met somebody like 6 months ago. Then she started to file for divorce. The main question is filing for divorce back in Africa, in Tanzania, an issue when it comes to petitioning for her green card here, because her boyfriend is a green card holder and wants to petition for her.
So why is she getting married in Tanzania? Divorced? Why doesn't she get divorced here?
Because she thought she could do that.
Well, she probably can, but that doesn't mean should she. The problem with international divorces is sometimes USCIS doesn't honor them. And I just know for a fact that if she gets divorced in an American court, and I know that she can get divorced in an American court, there's procedures for doing that. It's going to make any future case she has with a green card through marriage, it's going to make that a lot more straightforward. And she's in no rush anyway. Is she still in valid student status?
Yes.
And the spouse is a green card holder. So that case isn't going to go very quickly anyway. So I think for lots of different reasons, I would just get divorced from here. And so it's sort of tricky. And I don't know how it works in each state, but like in most states, she'd have to file the lawsuit. She'd have to try to serve him a copy of the lawsuit. And if she couldn't, then she'd have to publish it in a legal newspaper. And then she'd be able, unless he consents, if she could get his consent, that'd be even easier.
Consent from?
the current husband. If the current husband consents to the divorce, then it's really easy. But I would not mess around with a Tanzanian divorce. It might work out fine, but I know there will be no problems with a divorce from an American court.
Okay, so because the divorce is almost finalized in Tanzania, can she like have that and have the current?
Well, if she's almost done, I thought she was just getting started. If she's almost done, then she might as well just finish it and go with that. I mean, the one thing she has to check, Clarissa, is the visa reciprocity table. The visa reciprocity table. The visa reciprocity table. The State Department has gone through country by country, and they'll explain exactly what a divorce decree from Tanzania looks like. And she needs to make sure that she gets that document from that agency. It says who issues it, it says what it's called, and it describes what it looks like. She's got to make sure that she goes on the State Department website, the visa reciprocity table, and gets the right document. If she does that, then she doesn't need to worry about the American divorce.
Oh, thank you so much, Jim. And just another additional question. How do you view when a spouse, they live apart because she's an international student in California and he works in Dallas? Is that a major problem as much as they have plans to live in the future?
Well, I thought you were going to ask me a different question. I thought you were going to ask me, Jim, is it going to look suspicious that she came to the United States on an F1 international student visa, said, oh yeah, I'm going to go back home because my husband's still there in Tanzania. And then instead of doing that, she's divorcing him and trying to get a green card based on this new marriage to this new person. That's what I thought you were going to ask me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. So I would get the divorce and I would I mean, how long till she's done with her student visa?
She's having a PhD, so it's gonna take like 2-3 more years.
Yeah, so I would go ahead and get divorced. I would let the dust settle. I would not be in a big rush. And I mean, when do you think, putting immigration to the side, when do you think they're actually going to live together?
Next year.
Like January?
Somewhere in April.
Yeah, so I would wait until they're actually living together to file. I know it takes a long time because the person's a green card holder, but that person will probably have to get their citizenship before she gets her green card anyway, just because it's so backlogged.
Okay.
So I would slow my roll. I would not get married right away. I would not file right away. I would move in together. I would get married, and then I would apply. She's got plenty of time because she's on her PhD, and then it doesn't look so desperate.
Yeah, like how many months waiting before filing? Like your advice?
Well, I would say if they got married in April and moved in together, they could apply then. I don't think you have to wait too terribly long, but I just don't want the divorce to become final on March 15th and then get married on April 1st. The real key is that when they file, they're living together, and when they're married, they live together. That's all I care about.
Okay.
And as far as why'd you go so fast, I think your answer is, well, you fools are taking 4 years, so we had to get this shit on file.
Yes. Thank you so much, Jim. That will be all.
Bye, Clarissa. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Nubia's here. Hello, Nubia.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. So far, so good. I hope you are.
I am. I'm great. Thank you.
Okay. I already talked to you so many times, but I filed the I-130 for my daughter. She's overseas, and it's been 3 years and no answer yet either. So is that normal?
Yes, because there's not a visa immediately available for your daughter, so they're working on other stuff faster. There's no visa available for your daughter for like 3 or 4 more years at least, so they're in no hurry to. I mean, I assume your daughter's over 21.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're in no hurry to get to that case, so that's not unusual.
But even to say yes or no.
Yeah, but they're not in a hurry to do it because they know nothing's going to happen after they do it. So they'd rather focus on the people that they can help right now, when your daughter's case isn't even going to become current or ripe for 3 or 4 more years.
And another question, my friend, she has a over 21, but he's here in the US. She's living with her. She applied for him. He was approved 3 years ago, and no call for nothing yet. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, number one, he's out of status. Is he out of status?
Right now is waiting. No, waiting.
Waiting for what? No, he doesn't have status because he's waiting. There's no adult children don't get to wait. They're not like the minor children. He's out of status, so he can't adjust.
So meaning he's here, but with no.
He can't get a green card based on what he currently has. He can't get a green card through his mom unless he gets some waiver for being here. He came on a visit visa and overstayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a dumb plan. He's not doing it right.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you so much.
Bye, Nubia. See ya.
See ya.
All right, all right. The waiting room is filling up. Can you believe it? How about that? Raki Pathak says, please add me, Jim, but I don't see Raki in the comments. So you got to get in the waiting room. I'm sorry, I don't see him in the waiting room. Adelaide is in the waiting room, so we're going to go to her next. Hello, Adelaide.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm okay. So I was one of your clients and you helped me and my son to get here, so I'm grateful for that. So now I'm expecting a baby in January, and
Congratulations.
thank you. And I had applied for wait, AJ, wait. So I had applied for a visitor's visa for my mom to come help me for like the 2 remaining months and after I give birth. But unfortunately she got rejected at the embassy. We had also acquired like a letter from a doctor stating that she may come here and help me. One of the reasons is because my husband, he drives trucks, so he's not at home as often. So, and I have a 5-year-old as well. So I just needed someone to help me in that remaining 2 months and the 3 months after the baby's born. So my mom, she has no desire of staying here. So she got rejected, and I applied again for another interview. So she has an interview coming month end of this month. So my question is, how best can she prepare for that interview, because it seems as if they don't want to be told the truth that she's only coming here for the baby solely and she can go back because she has her own things going on in Africa. She has a job, she has my siblings are still back home as well. So how best can she tackle that interview?
So you said that she has no desire to stay here in the United States.
No, she doesn't.
What proof did she give them about that the first time?
Unfortunately, the way she explained to me is that they asked her if she has more children and if she has a job as well. And she told them, I have a job, I have my kids, and also the other thing, my brother is graduating with his PhD, so she has to go back for that because it's a very special event in our family.
What proof did she give them? This is all things you're telling me.
She gave them all of those reasons, and the officer said, I'm sorry, I can't just give you the visa right now. And she asked her, what's the reason? What can I do better next time? And she couldn't answer her.
What embassy?
It's in Cape Town.
Do you have your citizenship yet, or are you still on a green card?
No. I came here as a follow to join refugee. So my husband came as a refugee, but he's now on a green card, and I am still considered as a refugee. I'm only going to apply for my green card in January.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they may be worried that she's going to come here and hang out with you until you become a citizen, and then just wait 5 years and not go back on time. So clearly that's the problem. She hasn't convinced them. I mean, here's the thing. They do this to people all the time. So this is not unusual, what you're telling me. So there are a lot of times where they don't let mom come and help try to take care of the kids. It sucks, but that's just true. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I would have told you to reapply so quickly right after. I know why you did. But I think that unless she can really convince them and give them more evidence or more documentation that she's going to go back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only other thing you might do, what state do you live in?
We live in Arizona.
So you might reach out to your member of Congress, a senator or a congressperson, and ask them to reach out to the ambassador or the consulate in Cape Town and see if they can help get your mom her visit visa because you got the pregnancy and the baby and the 5-year-old. That's the only thing I can think of, but they just deny these a lot.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'll try to do that. The only problem is the time now, because month end is literally next week. So
Yeah.
the other thing why we applied so quick is because we were scared we weren't going to get an interview sooner, because the first time we applied she only got the date after I think it was 3 months. So it wouldn't make sense for me to like having her here after all those time, because so I'm gonna I will try that. I don't know how long it's gonna take for the congressperson to respond back.
They'll have a little intern person that might reach out. They'll have you fill out a form and then go from there. But I mean, again, don't get your hopes up.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much for your help.
Bye, Adelaide. Good luck with the baby. See
Bye.
ya.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya. Julio's here. What do you say, Julio?
How are you? You doing all right?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you doing? Long time no see.
Good. Thank you very much. Likewise. So I had a question. Me and my wife, we applied together. Our daughter, she's a U.S. citizen. She applied for both. My wife got the green card 3 months ago, and yesterday, in my case, I received this notice for an interview. And I thought that's never what's going to happen to me, but it's fine. I don't have any problem. I'm not afraid of anything. But I'm curious, what what will they need from me? They already asked a request of evidence, the birth certificate. They already have it. Could you please say something about it? What they normally will look around for that?
So, how did you enter the United States, Julio?
With a visa,
Right. What kind?
tourist visa.
Yeah. How long ago?
Like 20 years ago.
And is that true for your spouse too?
Correct.
And so the person that sponsored you, is that kid was born here in the United States and now they're 21?
Correct.
I think mostly they're going to try to figure out if you ever made a false claim to citizenship, because when people have lived in the United States without status for a really long time, one of the things they like to focus on is, well, how did you support yourself? Did you get a job by saying you were a U.S. citizen? Did you say that you were a citizen on a bank loan application or a school loan or anything like that?
Right. I was always aware of that. I always listen to your show, and that came to my mind. Probably that's what they're thinking. And believe me when I'm telling you that I always was careful about that. I never said anything, such a thing like that but I understand their concern.
What the other thing is, any military service?
No.
And the other thing is, you're on the birth certificate?
Yes.
And did your child live with you the whole time that they were alive, like growing up?
Correct. Until now. So, I mean, currently
you
you still live with her.
You might want to bring some evidence of your life together with her. I mean, you don't have to prove it up like a marriage, but I think showing glimpses of the two of you together over time and maybe some of her school records or stuff that has both your names on it would be helpful.
All right. You mean my daughter and I, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. All right. And the other question is, like, after so many months, because USCIS is so unpredictable. A month, 2 weeks until final decision, then 1 week until final decision, and then nothing. And yesterday, like I said, the interview thing showed up. Now, I would like to know if you have any answer on this. How long since the notice of action of the interview until the actual interview, by your experience, how long does it going to take?
It depends on the field office. What field office will it be at?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, so that probably So you just got like an email saying that your interview's been scheduled. That's what you've gotten so far.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it'll probably be the interview will probably be in a month or two. I would think it's not too busy over there.
Okay. And after that, probably another month or two.
No, you probably get the notice pretty quickly, and the interview itself will be in a month or two. I think.
Okay. And the other question will be, do you know if she has to be with me?
Yeah, she
She
should
has to
come.
come with.
Yeah,
Oh,
she should.
really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well,
Have
this
they
is really
have they approved the I-130?
no. Actually, my mistake. Actually, this is for the I-130,
Yeah,
not for the
it's both.
485.
It's both.
They're both. Okay.
Yeah, so you
So
should Julio, you should have someone read over all the questions to you on the I-130 and the 45 a couple times a week until you get the interview. Just have them read through the questions and practice.
okay. Yeah, we were. I was talking to my wife about it, and honestly, that as I will practice. I will read it everything, but everything was down to the truth. I didn't lie to anything. Obviously, I will, revise everything again to make sure, everything was fine. But I put everything. Even when they ask me if I think that, you know, I I work or something like that, I didn't lie.
I think you'll be fine. I think just sometimes the men's cases they always make it a little bit harder.
Yeah, seems like in this case. Uh, well, that's all what I have until now. I really appreciate your help, you. I really appreciate it.
You got it, buddy. Let us know how it goes, okay?
I will. I will be in touch. Thank you very much.
See you, man. All right, all right. I'll be in Charlotte next year. We're gonna have a little something in Charlotte next fall. So this time next year, I'll be in Charlotte. Maybe I can see my friend Julio at that time. Mustafa's been waiting. Hello, Mustafa. You're on mute.
Yep. Hi, good afternoon, Kim.
How you
I've got
doing?
two quick questions. I know a lot of people are waiting here. First, I've got a friend with his family who are in Mexico right now, and there's two ways to enter the States, basically. One through the legal means called the CBP-1, and the second one is obviously crossing the border. So, what are the disadvantages actually of crossing the border directly and without having to wait for CBP-1 in return?
I don't know much about CBP-1 just because we don't do much border work and we don't do much deportation work. But generally,
Okay.
people that arrive at the border, I mean, who's going to sponsor? What country are they from?
Afghanistan?
So they want to apply for asylum.
Yes.
I'm Mustafa. I'm a bad person to ask about that just because I don't know much about it.
Okay. Okay. Well, a second question on my case, I'm not sure if you have the answer. I just got my asylum approved, and there's been this thing going on about waiting for the green card for a year because that was the law. And the rumor is it's been changed, but there is no concrete answer to that. Can I go ahead and apply for a green card as of now, or should I wait another couple of months until my year is full?
Until your what is full?
Until 1 year passes by.
Yeah, just wait. I would just wait.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's it.
Bye, Mustafa. See you, buddy.
Bye. See you. Bye.
All right. Love asked for a quick question. I've pending I-360 since December 2020. So far, got fifth prima facie, no RFE. Now it's going to be 34 months. Wait time. Is this normal? No, that's not normal. Maybe it is. 2.5. It's a little bit. I would say if it goes another month or two, you might want to sue. Love. All right. RHM, are you driving? RHM, are you driving? No. Looks like he's sitting. RHM.
No, I'm not driving. How you doing,
doing?
Jim?
I'm great,
I'm
buddy.
good. Thank you for thank you for having me. I just stopped because I knew that you're not gonna have me otherwise.
Right.
Yeah. How's your day going so far?
I've had a great day.
Okay, me as well. So I have a quick question. I spoke to you last time. Like I've tried to reach out to the helpline at the USCIS. My interview has been done. F1 overstayed. Got married. It's been like over 2 years now. And now like I have reached out to the. You asked me to sue them, and I tried to reach out to my attorney. They said like she said like we have to wait until that 120 days review time that the interviewer has given us, but that's been almost done now. And I have asked for the inquiry within the USCIS, and I have got an email yesterday, and they said like it's in normal processing.
They're full of shit.
So what
The
should like I have to?
The 120 days rule isn't real. That's not a real thing. That's just your lawyer not knowing.
That's the paper. That's the paper they had given me. Like
doesn't mean a thing. What field office had your interview?
Sacramento, California.
Why are they sitting on your case?
I don't know what's going on with that. Everything, like, there is nothing.
Well, you were out of status when you filed, right?
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing else.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how strong was the marital evidence that you filed?
I would say 10.
So your attorney is wrong. They don't know what they're talking about. You don't have to wait 120 days. You've been waiting 2 years for your green card. You can sue them.
So it's more than over 2 years now.
So you get a 10-year green card.
The filing date is September 2021.
Okay, so what's the question?
So, like, what is your suggestion? Like, I should have to go straight and file for the like the lawsuit against the USCIS? That's the only way to get it out?
I mean, you could get an answer tomorrow. I don't know. But what I do know is that if we sue them, most likely they're going to just start working on the case and finish it. You've already had your interview.
Because that's a soft thing that I can make, myself. Like, I have called to the USCIS and I have inquired about the case and everything. And they have put it in inquiry, given me the number, given me 30 days time period. I got a reply yesterday, and they're saying like it's in normal processing.
Yeah, they're full of shit. 2 years is ridiculous. And for 95% of the cases, when we file a lawsuit, we sue them. We send them a copy of the lawsuit. The Sacramento field office gets it. They go, hey, what's going on with RHM's case? Oh, that guy, I remember him. I did his interview. Let me look at it. Oh, yeah, this case is fine. Approve it. And then they give you the green card and we shut down the case. That's it.
Okay. So that's the only way. And I do have second question as well. One of my it's my friend. He was at B1, B2, and he came in here. He was in status when he got married, and after that, like, it's been over 2.5 years, or almost. He's close to the 3 years, and he's not getting any answer as well. Interviews being done and everything is all right.
Did he know the person before he came to the United States?
It was family marriage, basically.
So that you didn't answer my question. Did he know the person before he came to the United States? Okay.
Yes, that was.
So,
yeah.
So then he has a problem because they might think that there was marital intent, that he came here on a visit visa knowing he was going to marry his cousin all along.
Okay, and now the tricky part is that they are getting divorced now.
So he's got nothing.
So, like, if they got the divorce, he won't have any, like,
If they get divorced, the I-130 can't be approved, and that's why they're sitting on the case, because they're waiting for him to get divorced. That's sort of the whole plan.
Oh, these guys are having problem just because of this thing, and they're really in miserable situation.
Well, then they should file a lawsuit, get the green card, and see if they can save the marriage. That would be fun.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye,
really
Jim.
Appreciate that.
Bye,
Thank
buddy.
you.
All right, we're going to go to Taylor here in a minute. Taylor Stamp here in a minute. But before we do, I'm going to answer this question because a lot of people ask me this question. If we sue them, is there any possibility to reject our case because we sue them? So we have sued them 1,600 times, 1,600 times. And I've never felt that they denied us or rejected the case because we sued them. They don't get mad when we sue them. They don't take it personal when we sue them. It's just business. So it's just a way for them. And I think sometimes the people who are deciding the case don't even know that we've sued them. Just all of a sudden they're told to get working on this case. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go to Taylor. Hello, Taylor. You're on mute.
Thank you so much for taking my call. I messaged you back in April. I had twins and my partner was in Mexico. Well, I ended up moving to Mexico. And it turns out it's a worse situation being here with him than being in America without him. So because I don't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to move the interview to another country, perhaps England? We don't even have the interview yet, but
so
you're in Mexico.
So I don't remember anything about your case, unfortunately, Taylor. So let's start with the basics. You're a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
You're married to a Mexican national?
No, we did the Fiance visa about January.
Why'd you do that?
Because I was told that the tourist visa would get denied.
Oh yeah, but so is the fiance visa is a bunch of bullshit. You shouldn't waste your time with that.
In hindsight, yeah.
So, okay. So has your fiance ever been to the United States before?
No. And he was at the point of crossing the border because I was so
Well,
desperate.
I'm glad he didn't do that. So right now what I have is an I-129F that's been pending basically since January, and you went down to Mexico to hang out with him while it's pending.
I left everything. I mean, business, security.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done any of that business anyway. Okay. So the question is, he's going to consular process in Juarez?
In Merida.
What country?
See, I don't even know.
What country is he in? He's in Mexico?
We're in Merida, Mexico. Yeah.
So he'll do his interview in Juarez.
Okay.
But fiance visas suck donkey. I hate fiance visas. So
we're about to just give up. I mean, honestly. And so I'm wondering if we go to another country, can we move the interview to another embassy?
Yeah, but you probably want to start the damn thing over anyway.
Okay.
I mean, it has been 10 months, but fiance visas, I mean, it might work, but I mean, God, a fiance visa in Juarez, I would never tell you to do that just because it's going to take 2 years. Oh my God, look at these guys.
We are 6 months old now, and
Are there 2 of them or 3 of them? 2.
There's 2.
Oh my God, cuties. Are they boys?
1 girl, 1 boy. And the thing is, there's a serious health risk here because they've gotten dengue fever. And
oh yeah,
so
one of our
financial health risk.
So why don't you do this? Why don't you get married and come back to the United States and start on his application? He can stay down in Mexico for 9 or 10 months while that's pending. Then have him move to some other. If he can get to another country, you can't just pick what embassy has your interview. But if he's living in another country, if he has the right to live in another country, I would just get you. I would just,
I do. I have citizenship to the UK, so.
Well, can he come with you there?
I mean, he'd come as a tourist. I just didn't know would that just start over the fiance visa because we're no longer being.
We're done with the fiance. I say kill off that fiance visa.
Okay.
What how do you have the right to? How do you have UK citizenship?
My dad.
Okay.
I've got the passport. I mean, it's not very. No, it's worth something now because it's worth a place where I can work. I'm so desperate.
Let's step back for a minute. You can work in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
You can restart your life in the United States with those 2 the boy and the girl.
Yes, but potentially, yeah.
And where?
I can't do it without him. 2 babies. I mean, I tried the first 3 months. I tried. I couldn't do it.
Fuck.
I know.
Okay. So I'm not the life coach. I'm just the immigration coach, right? So from an immigration standpoint, what should happen is, are you okay?
Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
I thought you were sad. Are you sad?
Well, of course, but I'm a realist. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this. Taylor, do me a favor. Send an email to the office. And say, I'm Taylor. I was the one with the 2 cute kids. I was on the show with Jim on Saturday. And we'll do a meeting with you and your husband. And we'll just talk everything through and try to come up with a good plan, okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And we can have someone who speaks Spanish. How's his English, okay?
It's good, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, just send an email and we'll go from there, okay? I don't know if we'll be able to help you, but I can point you in the right direction.
But I guess what you say is give up on the fiance visa. And so that's what I was looking for. I wasn't really looking for life advice. Just
I know. Yeah. But I mean, immigration wise, fiance visa sucks.
Yeah.
And spouse visa is going to take, a while. And yes, if you can do it anywhere other than Mexico, that would be good. Mexico's really, really slow. So if you can do it in London, that'd be a lot better. So if you guys can go live in London together for a year and a half, and we're still gonna have to maintain some kind of residence for you in America, but I would get married and move and then go from there.
And do the spousal visa, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Jim.
Hang in there, Taylor.
Right on. As to everyone else, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, I'm gonna go to Pedro, then Julie. Pedro, What's up, bud?
Hi, good afternoon, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Been watching your show for a while. Been thinking about a lawsuit for a while. Just have a quick question. So I started my case I got married in April 2019. Since my I-130 to USCIS in June of 2019 was approved after I had my interview in January of 2020.
Where?
After, LA, Los Angeles. Um, Bugging them after a while. Finally got it approved in, I believe, June of 2020.
Your spouse is a U.S. citizen?
Yes, she's a U.S. citizen. Um, I was in removal proceedings because my mom had added me to her asylum case.
Mm-hmm.
Was in removal proceedings. 2008, 2009, we got TPS. The removal proceedings were put on hold. We had TPS all the way till now. I still have TPS. So now my thing is, last year in 2020, June 2020, my court proceedings were terminated. So we got the case transferred to USCIS. We applied for the I-765, the I-31. I don't plan to travel out of the country, but I just want to have it for just in case. So I have that issue where now my work permit was denied because they said that I never paid my I-485 fees, which I have the receipt that I paid them. They just BSing me.
Stupid.
And yeah, so I mean, I don't really care too much about the work permit.
Did you file the 45 separately from the work permit, or did you file it all at once?
So that was a mistake the attorney made.
Mm-hmm.
So the attorney at first filed an I-485 after, the I-130 was approved. They filed it with USCIS.
No, they had to do that. They had to do that.
No, they didn't do it in court. They directly sent it to. Doesn't matter.
That was the right thing to do.
Okay.
Filing a 45 in court when you know you're going to terminate is dumb because you can almost never get them to send the 45 from court to USCIS. So that I'm down with that plan. My question was, did they file the EAD at the same time as they filed the 45? Okay, no. that was the mistake.
Yeah, so they didn't do that.
So that's why they're confused as to whether or not you paid.
Yeah, and then my I-131 was the first time it was they returned it basically telling me that the case was closed. My I-485 was closed, or because originally they had sent it to immigration. They closed the case because the court kept moving my case.
Mm-hmm.
So they finally USCIS finally closed it. So they returned it. My attorney, wrote a letter or whatever, basically explaining why my I-485 was still open, et cetera, et cetera. They accepted it, but it hasn't been approved.
Wait. Hold on. Now it's getting more complicated. So
yeah, I know.
Okay, so let's back up. So first of all, one thing I want to know about is how did you enter?
I entered without inspection. I was maybe 9-10 years old, but in 2018, I traveled out of the country with advance parole.
From DACA?
Yeah, no, from TPS.
Nice.
Yeah, so luckily my mom kind of forced me to do that.
That was great. Yeah. No, I'm glad that was the smartest thing mom did. So
yeah.
Okay. So I got a guy who entered without inspection as a kid, got TPS, got advance parole. But did you have a deportation order or you were in removal?
I was in removal, no deportation order, just in removal.
And then so while you're in removal, you marry a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
And your attorney files an I-130 petition with USCIS based on your marriage to a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
Then that I-130 gets approved.
Yes.
But it sounded like your lawyer then filed a 45 while you were still under the jurisdiction of the immigration court. He filed a 45. He only filed a 45 with USCIS while your case was still at EOIR.
Correct. So I personally believe, and I've been hassling my attorney about this.
So that was a mistake.
Yes, because I have 2 receipt notices.
Well, I want to get to that. Because I think but I'm still trying to do things in order. Okay.
Yeah.
So 45 that you file at USCIS gets receipted, but USCIS won't do jack squat on it because you're still in removal proceedings.
Correct. They closed the case. They closed that one.
USCIS, they said we're closing it.
Case closed.
admin closing?
I believe so, because and they basically told me we don't have jurisdiction on this case.
Yeah.
So they
Because
closed it.
you're still under the jurisdiction of the judge. So then your lawyer goes to court, gets proceedings terminated, and then does he or she file a new 45?
Yes, I believe she filed a new 485, but I'm not sure if this was a mistake by her or what. I think she gave the old receipt, basically saying that I already paid, and she filed a new one. I don't understand that. I personally,
no. You gotta file a 45 with a filing fee, and you gotta act like you've never been there before. Otherwise, they're going to be all confused. Trying to get them to rely on prior filing fees is always a bad idea.
Yeah. So my issue is, do I care about the 1,200? Of course, but I don't care enough for me to risk everything, waste the time, waste another year, waste 2 years, and then at the end of it, they basically say, "Hey, you haven't paid the fees for this, so we're gonna deny it." I don't care about that. I'll basically pay for it. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to push my attorney to give me a response in regards to that. But what my question to you is, in this situation, before the attorney gives me a response to that, is it smart enough to be like, "Hey, let me go with Jim and see if we can file a lawsuit," or should I wait till the attorney gives me a response and files a new 485 or whatever it may be?
Well, that's a great question. So, what is the receipt date on 485 number 2?
485 number 2, I believe, is around October. So the first one is July of 2021. The second one, I believe, is October of 2021. So right now, currently...
2021?
Yes, sir.
So here's what I would do. And as far as you know, that 45 is still pending, right?
Yeah, so what they ended up doing, they ended up reopening that case, and that's the one that I can currently track.
Number 2.
I believe it's number 1.
Okay. Well, here's what I would do. This is what I would do. I would hire Jim to sue them on 45 number 1 and number 2. We'll throw them both in there. And then once you hire us, then I'll help you send an email to that attorney trying to get all of your file and trying to get clarity on what has happened. It sounds like you have a pretty good understanding. As Tope says, Pedro quite clearly has a better understanding of his case than the lawyer he hired. I think that's right.
Well, as soon as I got the first, when they denied when I got my I-131, receipt, basically them saying, "Hey, we're going to deny it because of this and this," I started questioning it. And I was like, okay, this doesn't make sense, but let me give them the benefit of the doubt. As soon as they denied my work permit, I started questioning, hey, why are they denying it based on almost the same thing? One is telling me that I haven't paid. The other one is telling me that case is closed. This doesn't make sense. So, for example, on Wednesday, I talked to the paralegal, and I told him, hey, I need you guys to basically get to the bottom of this. I don't want to wait till the last minute. And another thing, they were basically like, well, TPS just opened up for El Salvador, and the deadline supposedly was September of 12. They were like, well, I asked them, hey, can you guys help me out with that? They're like, oh, well, you don't need that. You have a pending one. And I was like, okay, I bugged them for a month and a half to do it. I didn't care about the money. To me, it was like you say, what would you prefer? To have another layer of protection, or to basically be waiting for this, which may get approved or may not? And I didn't want to get to that point. So I basically ended up doing it on my own. And I'm just like, and I told the paralegal, you know what? I try to be as respectful as I can, but you guys are playing with this.
Yeah.
Imagine if I wouldn't have done that, I told her. And it makes me upset because I already spent over $16,000 on this.
Yeah.
And it makes me upset.
You're this close. Can I ask a question? With the work card and the advanced parole that you're focusing on, is that on, and the time when you said they filed it separately, was that on green card number 2?
I believe, so I asked them for a copy of it, and I believe it was on green card number 1. Just the only reason why I know is because the receipt number, one of them is SRC, and the other one is IOE. That's the only reason why I can tell the difference between them. So I believe it was back to, work permit number 1.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry.
anytime, sorry to interrupt. Anytime someone has 2 competing pending 485s and they've both touched up against the OIR, the fact that you're going to have to sue them doesn't surprise me. So I think that's probably the best bet. It's just, I mean, you could technically file a third one, but that's just going to make the matters worse. I think you sue them.
Yes.
You get somebody smart looking at the whole picture. What field office would have your case?
Right now, Texas Service Center has my I-485.
So that's great because that's one of our favorite U.S. attorneys. I think if we sue them, we can get it cleared up pretty quickly.
Okay. And then again, I've watched basically all your videos, and again, the filing fees are $5,200, right? Or 53, somewhere around 50.
5202. Yep. 4,800
there you go.
plus 402. Yep.
Okay. And what would you guys need just for me to send a copy of both I-485s and the work permit? And I mean, like I said, right now, I don't really care about the work permit and the advance parole. One, honestly, right now, it'd be stupid of me to leave the country with all that confusion in the back.
I agree.
And the work permit, I currently have the work permit from TPS, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, just focus on the green cards. It'll be 2 months tops.
Okay. And then, let's see, what was my other question? Do I need to get that basically squared away with the attorney in terms of, hey?
I'll help you with that. I know what to do.
Okay.
You're going to keep that lawyer for now. You're going to keep them. We're not going to take over for that, but I can get the whole file and we can sort it all out. But I think I got a good understanding.
Okay. So what do you think are the chances of getting another interview in regards to that, or them visiting, my house or whatever?
Is everything cool?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, 4+ years and, we're good.
Yeah, no, we're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I was just a little bit worried about that in regards to that, just because, work is a little bit hectic and stuff like that. And we don't have, the same schedule. I work the afternoon. She works the mornings.
Wait, you said your case is at the Texas Service Center, but where do you live?
Los Angeles. So I had the interview in downtown LA and
Yeah, we'll file that bad boy in Texas. All right, Pedro, I got to go, bud.
Yeah, thank you very much. Super appreciate it. I'll make sure to email you guys. Thank you very much.
See you, man. Good
All
call.
Right.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go to Julie, then I'm going to go to Khaled. Hello, Ms. Julie. Thanks for waiting.
Hi, Jim. No problem. Hey, first of all, I want to thank you so much for letting me come on here with you. I think everything you do is awesome. This is awesome what you do.
Thanks.
I am calling in regards to my husband. So we've been married for 10 years, and he filed his green card through spousal, and he had his through me. We have 3 children together. We've been married 10 years. He had his interview down in Juarez, June the 8th. His lawyer said everything was fine, not to worry, go down there. He gets down there, he does all his biometrics, his medical exam, everything's fine. He does his interview, everything's great, except his I-601A waiver was not approved yet. So now he's stuck.
Why did he go before his 601A was approved or not?
Well, we did not know that it wasn't approved, and his lawyer, his counsel told him everything was fine. We took everything down to him before he left, and he said everything was good, not to worry, just worry about the interview. So that's what we did. And now his lawyer keeps saying any day now. He's never had a case that it hasn't been approved within 14 to 16 months. We filed the 601A July 20th of 2022. So it's been a little bit over a year, about 15 months now. But I'm wondering, is there anything else we can do? I talked to a different lawyer who said that now that he's not even here in the States and he's in Mexico, that he may need the just 601. So I also just filed that as well, just to be safe. When he went to his interview, they gave him the 10-year bar and said that the only thing he would need is the 601A. So we're hoping that if that gets approved,
as far as you know, the only things that get him in trouble are the entry and the overstay.
Yes.
There's nothing else, no crimes or anything, no multiple entries.
There is nothing else. I mean, he's been here since he's 10 years old. He went to school here. He married me 10 years ago. We have 3 children. He has no criminal record. Of course, no criminal record in Mexico, which is his home country, because he was only 10 when he came out here to the United States. He's only been in Ohio. And so I'm just wondering, do you know about how long? Actually, June 2nd. So a day after he left to Mexico, his case was transferred. His 601A case was transferred from the Nebraska office to the Potomac office. And we've been, Potomac, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And we are just sitting here, sitting ducks waiting.
So you're telling me that your lawyer scheduled an interview at the consulate in Juarez and allowed your husband to go without an approved 601A waiver?
That is correct. He said that they typically do not schedule an interview until the 601A waiver would be approved. So I don't even think he checked, and he just sent my husband. And then here we are in this situation. So he's been in Mexico for 5 months now, and I'm not sure what else I can do.
I'm not going to say on the air that the lawyer committed malpractice, but I will tell you this. I've never, ever heard of an immigration lawyer telling someone to leave before they get the waiver approved. That's the whole purpose of the 601A waiver. That's why Obama put it in place, so that people like you and your husband would know what he's up against. And I think you probably have a claim against that attorney for the time that you've spent separated from each other, not to mention what you've paid this person.
And at the beginning, when he got denied, he said, just wait, it should be any day, don't worry, things will be fine. So I kept my husband in a hotel in Juarez for a month, and nothing was happening. So he had to go back to his hometown, which he doesn't have any friends or family. He's just there trying to wait and see, and hopefully this will resolve. But my question to you is, do you know how typically? I know on the USCIS website, it's about 44 months. So do you think that we still have another 1.5 to 2 years to wait for this to be approved?
What's the receipt on the 601A? What's the receipt date on the 601A?
July 20th, 2022.
So I think you're at least, I mean, people will say it in the comments and so forth. I believe that most 601As are taking about 2 years.
Okay.
Do you want to email me? We can talk about this, because you might want to go after that attorney.
Okay.
And as far as lawsuits, right now, my understanding is that the government is fighting lawsuits on 601As. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Lawsuits on 601As are sort of sitting on, so I don't know if there's much I can do there, but maybe we can help you get your money back and make this lawyer's life a little bit difficult.
Okay.
I've never heard of somebody letting their spouse go without the 601A being approved.
Yes, I've talked to multiple other lawyers who have said the same thing.
Yeah, that's malpractice. Yeah, send me an email. I'd like to help you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I thank you, Jim.
Bye, Julie. Sorry about that. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, I'm going to go to Khaled, and then I'm going to go, if I have time, I'll do one more after that. Khaled, how are you?
I'm doing good. Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me on. So, a little about my situation is my wife and I, we got married about, I think it's earlier this year, June, in June, and we filled out the I-130 and 130A, submitted it. However, her I-120, because she's an F1 student.
Her I-20?
Yeah, 120 was terminated because she wasn't able to go to school because she owed some money. She owed the school some money.
How long was she in valid F1 status?
She's been in valid F1 status for about a week now. And we filed the form. We filed the
No. I'm sorry. When did she come on her student visa? Sorry.
Oh, about in 2020.
So she's been going to school. It's not what I'm trying to make sure is sometimes, Cal, these people, they get an F1 visa and they never go to school. But she was like legit going to school for 3 years, and and then you guys ran out of money, and she got married to you. Okay, and so they terminated her status. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. Okay, what's the question?
So my question is two questions. Will them terminating her 120 affect our me filing for her? Okay.
No.
The second question is we're gonna submit the rest of the forms on the 1st of November. However, we're gonna fill the advance parole because we have a trip plan. How is she able to travel even though her 120 is terminated?
Well, when is the trip?
It's in June of next year.
I mean, she might have her green card by then, brother.
I hope so.
Inshallah, yeah. I don't know. Let's talk about it then. But I do think one thing. So you did it this way to like save money, so you didn't have to pay the $535 and the $1225 because that really screws them up when you file them separately. So when you send in your cover letter, you need to make sure that one, on the 45, you want to make sure that you say, well, actually, no, you should be okay. If you have the I-130 receipts and you say that she's here, you just got to make sure, maybe on the I-130, you should have made sure that she's going to do it here. So they might start sending her case for consular processing. So when you send in the 45, make sure you send in the receipts for the I-130, the receipt for the I-130, and say in really big letters, she's not consular processing. She's not going to any damn embassy. She's doing it all here in the United States. And she'll want to adjust status here in the United States.
Okay. So just type up a little thing and put
in really big bold letters under the address. You put her name, you put her receipt number in the I-130 and say adjustment of status applicant. Like I would have that be centered, bold, like 25-point font right in the middle of the page so that their eyes have to see it and say, and then I would say under it, this is not a consular processing case. Like that, like literally that big.
So just put, this is not a consular processing case.
Right.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. That's really helpful because we've been really concerned about that when they terminated her 120 last week.
You filed the I-130 before they terminated?
Yes.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Thank you.
You'd be fine even if it was after, but you're fine.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Bye, Khaled. See you, buddy.
Bye.
Let's see. I got a nice comment. I love that you always ask if the callers are okay when you have to give them bad news. I don't know that I always do that. I try to do that. It shows you really do care about what you do and those whose lives are affected. Well, that I do care. That's for sure. All right. Rocky asked me to take Rocky. So, Rocky, here we are.
Hi, Jim.
Hello.
So my case is, let me give you about my situation a little bit. I have applied in 400 application in April 2020. And then later on, when I applied, I was in Pennsylvania state. Then later on in 2022, I got moved into another state. And after moving to that state, I did update my address and everything and sent AR11 address change application as well. So everything was good. What happened is somehow I got to know in 2022 in January when I went to see my portal that I had an interview letter sent by the USCIS people when I got moved to the new address in 2022. But I didn't receive any hard copy interview letter. I don't know how it got misplaced or anything because I didn't get it. So how would I know that I had an interview at that time? So I think in December or January 2023, I went to the portal and checked that I had seen that person didn't show up and they closed the case administratively, something like that. And they told they had written like, if you have missed, you can send us a letter explaining why you didn't show up or something like that. So I explained in February 2023, I sent them the letter and telling them that.
Where did you send it? Where did you send it? To the place that was supposed to interview you?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually, what happened is I called to USCIS help number, I think the help desk number. Then they told me they gave me the address to send it over to the wherever the interview they had to
So as we sit here today, you still haven't seen that notice that you never got.
No, they didn't
Okay.
see. They then I sent them explaining the my situation, what happened, that I didn't get the hard copy of the interview letter.
Got it.
And then in February, in 2023 February, I sent them the letter. And they, after that, I think after 1 month, I called USCIS people. Over the call, they were saying me, if you send them the letter, wait for another 3 or 4 months, might they will update. Okay, then I waited for 3 4 months. Then in June 2023, I started again following up with them. But now they are not picking up the phone or anything. Then what I did is I went ahead and I did a lot of research on the internet as well. So I think from my own portal, I sent one message to the USCIC. Then after that, they sent me a one letter saying that we didn't get your letter at that time, whatever the date you are saying. And what happened is, then what I did is, then I again sent them again one more letter, and attaching the same letter that I have sent at that time, and USPC tracking number as well, that explaining them that I sent that letter in February, but yet I didn't receive any acknowledged letter for them. So now I'm in a situation, what should I do? Because they are not replying me back. Within a year, they told me to, you can open your case explaining us the your situation, why you didn't show up. So now what should I do? What would be the what would be the best approach for me to follow?
When did you move from Pennsylvania?
From I got moved in 2021, I think.
So you've been messing around with this N400 for 2 years.
But I've been updating everything on the portal.
But you don't have your interview, and they don't know what the hell's going on with your case, right? Right? Nobody knows where your file is. It might have been administratively closed. You've been wasting your time for 2 years since you moved from Pennsylvania, right? I know you're doing your best. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying you've been messing around trying to fix this for 2 years, right?
No, not 2 years. It's been 2022.
You said 2021.
I applied in 2020. Then I got moved in 2021. Then 2021, nothing came up. Only 2022, my interview letter came. 2022.
I know, Rocky, but listen, what I'm saying is you've been trying to get your citizenship for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And the whole case is screwed up because you moved. I'm not blaming you, but I'm saying they don't know how to handle the fact that you moved. You would think a federal agency could handle the fact that an N400 applicant moved, but apparently these morons can't, right? It's not your fault. I'm just saying you've been fighting this battle for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And you're not getting anywhere. You're just keep waiting. You could have been a citizen a long time ago, right?
Yes.
So here's what I would do if I were you. I would find $725 and I would file again.
File again. Everything.
And don't move.
And don't move. Okay. So one more question I have for you. I'm a green card holder. My green card going to be expired in 2025 June. So even though if I file again everything now, I don't know how long it will take to me get the citizenship again.
It's not going to take that long. And even if it does, you can get your citizenship with an expired green card. So you're fine.
So do I need to again, do you think so? Even though if I file for my citizenship, even though it's going to be expired, shall I go ahead and do the, renew the green card until it gets expired?
Rocky, my deepest hope is that you get your green card long before that. You get your citizenship long before that green card expires. I think you'll be fine. So I don't think this is ever going to be an issue.
No. Okay.
But even if it does, as long as you have your N400 on file, you can file with an expired green card, or it can expire while that's pending. The only reason you would need it is if you needed to travel outside the United States. Otherwise, it's fine.
So if I want to travel, that's what I'm asking. Let's say I need to travel, then
Now, hold on. Now we're 2 years from now. You want me to talk about magical things that may or may not even happen 2 years from now? I'm not going to do that. I don't waste my time with that. I'm telling you, I think you're going to be a citizen before then. Okay. And if not, and you need to leave, file an I-90 for a new green card, or call me at that time and we can talk about it. Okay. But I don't worry about things that I don't think are going to happen 2 years from now. And I suggest you don't either.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sorry for the hassle. See ya.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, that'll do it for today's show. I'll be back tomorrow, I think. I'm probably going to do a show tomorrow. We don't have much going on. The Jets are not on. The Jets are on bye week this week. So I will probably do a show sometime tomorrow, maybe around lunchtime. Stay tuned. If you're not on our text list, you should get on there. Text the word show to 314-470-3300. That'll be episode 454 if I do it tomorrow. Otherwise, it's on Monday. This week should be sort of normal, at least on the front half. So next show will probably be tomorrow, but if you want to know for sure, text the word show, SHOW, to 314-470-3300 or subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time.